Hey everybody, welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on youtube.com/NoDQCAW and of course NoDQ.com. We're coming off WWE Over the Limit 2012 on pay-per-view as well as Monday Night Raw, so let's get right down to your questions. I liked the Cena match. It was well executed, but I didn't like the ending. I knew Johnny was going to win, but still. Same with Punk and Bryan. He hit no finisher. It ended poorly. Having two main event that people are into finish roughly. Why was this and what was the idea? Alright, let's start off with the John Cena match. WWE is in a lame duck period right now. They're in a transitional period between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. So, me personally, I'm not expecting much. I mean, last year we had John Cena versus R-Truth. What a debacle that was. And this year we got the feud with Laurinaitis and John Cena versus Big Show again. My expectations aren't really that high. And WWE decided to go with the obvious, predictable route, which, as I mentioned before, I think WWE should stick to long-term planning, and even if it's predictable, they should just go with it. And I know a lot of people didn't like the fact that it was predictable and Big Show came out. And the fact is, if you bought this pay-per-view and you were expecting something different, you should have known better. I mean, really. I don't know what else to say to those people that bought the pay-per-view and were expecting some big surprise or something. This is Over the Limit. It's not a major pay-per-view. And WWE is just going to do what they're going to do. Now, as far as CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan, I totally disagree with you. I thought that was an awesome match. I thought the finish was excellent. It's something we haven't seen a million times, and it's something to build up to the future. And also, it made Daniel Bryan look strong in defeat. I mean, CM Punk got the win. He kept the title, but Daniel Bryan tapped him out. And Bryan has the argument that he tapped out CM Punk, and it's a logical build to a rematch. So I thought it was great. I have no problems with it whatsoever. Aaron, in an interview, Stephanie McMahon said that Raw was going 3 hours and that it was the first weekly show ever to have the 3-hour format. Nitro? Weird how all the McMahons want to rewrite history. You think she's that goofy, or just saying what she's told to? Yeah, that was quite the blunder by WWE, and I don't know if it was an accident or if it was done on purpose. Now, I think that there's a good possibility it was intentional. That that WWE wants to say this to make themselves look good, and perhaps they don't think people remember the fact that Nitro is 3 hours, or maybe WWE doesn't think people remember Nitro, period, and they can just say whatever they want. I don't really know for sure, but that's what I suspect. I think that WWE likes to exaggerate things, and they like to rewrite history, as you said. So, yeah, I tend to think it wasn't an accident. The Big Show Cena Laurinaitis feud is ridiculous. The stipulation with anyone who interferes gets fired. Laurinaitis said he hired Big Show on Saturday, so he was an employee when he interfered. Do the writers just not care, or do you think that we won't notice? Once again, another blunder by WWE, and this one was quite a bit more significant because it happened on live television. And apparently it was in the script that Laurinaitis said that he rehired Big Show on Saturday, and then I guess that WWE realized that they made a mistake, and there was all this backlash on Twitter. So Michael Koo had to go out later on the show and say that they had just verbally agreed to a new deal, and that the paperwork was signed on Monday. So whatever. I mean, I don't understand how a multi-million-dollar company can make such a huge mistake like this. I mean, it just boggles the mind, and perhaps the writers are just burned out. Who knows? I mean, I have to say this week's Raw was, to me, with the exception of the Daniel Bryan and CM Punk stuff with Kane, and the very end with all the guys coming out in the big battle royal type situation, everybody fighting. I thought Raw was a really bad show this week. I thought it was one of the worst Raws of the year, actually. And it could just be that the writers were burned out and they didn't realize they made that mistake with the Saturday. But yeah, I mean, just definitely a facepalm moment right there. see here. Should Daniel Bryan be the one to end CM Punk's WWE title reign, or should they keep the title on Punk until at least SummerSlam? Um, I think that it's best to keep the title on Punk until Rock wins it or Brock wins it or something like that. I think CM Punk should remain WWE champion for the time being. As much as Daniel Bryan's been on a roll, I think that he's better suited for the world title situation and not the WWE title. I guess that there was consideration in WWE about having Bryan win the title at Over the Limit, and it didn't happen. I suppose they could always give it to him and let him have a brief run, but I would be surprised if Bryan won it and then stayed champion going into SummerSlam. I just don't see it happening. I think Punk will keep the title at least until SummerSlam, perhaps even longer, depending on what happens with The Rock or Brock Lesnar. But that's what I'm thinking at this point, that Punk will lose the title to either Rock or Lesnar. And that's what I think should happen. It seems that people keep forgetting that for every one IWC geeky know-it-all wrestling fan, there are 10 normal casual fans who like Cena and Orton, who also happen to be the portion who buys more merchandise. That's why Cena's on the main event, not Punk. Your thoughts? Well, the thing about the merchandise is that CM Punk's actually selling a lot of merchandise. He's actually really close to John Cena when it comes to merchandise sales. So it's not that reason, but I do agree with you about the whole internet thing with CM Punk. I mean, he has a huge internet fan base going back to Ring of Honor and all that. But he hasn't really drawn at the mainstream level that John Cena has been able to draw. I mean, CM Punk, in terms of TV ratings, definitely he hasn't delivered the big numbers like John Cena. That's one of the reasons why WWE is so afraid to take John Cena off TV. You know, when they did that storyline with Wade Barrett where Cena got fired, he didn't even miss a full week of TV because WWE was afraid that if Cena was off television, it would hurt ratings. And when CM Punk won the WWE title, you know, in the world title matches he's had, they haven't really moved numbers. So WWE still sees John Cena as their main attraction, the guy that appeals to the widest audience, where CM Punk has more of a cult following, so to speak. And of course that can change. I mean, CM Punk might continue to grow on people, but as for right now, it's still Cena and Orton that have the most mainstream appeal. How would you book the 1000th Raw, and what retired superstars would you have appear there? Personally, I'd have Austin, Rock, Taker, Triple H, or HBK make an appearance if WWE wants a good rating for the show. Your thoughts? I would love to see some people that we haven't seen in a long time. Now, my gut tells me we're going to see the usual. We'll see Dusty Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Arn Anderson, so on and so forth, all the guys that are on good terms with the company. I think there's a chance we'll see perhaps The Rock if he's not busy, and maybe Shawn Michaels. Probably Triple H, considering they're doing the whole thing with Brock Lesnar. I mean, that makes sense. And, you know, there's always the outside possibility for Undertaker. I doubt we'll see Austin. And then, you know, I'd love to see somebody who we haven't seen in a long time, even if it's just for a one-time appearance or whatever, but not holding my breath on that one. Hey, Aaron, back when Test was alive and wrestling for WWE, do you think he had the potential to be WWE or World Heavyweight Champion? I think the only point where Test really had a decent shot at being WWE Champion was during his early run in WWE when he was doing the storyline where he was dating Stephanie McMahon, and he had that match with Shane McMahon at SummerSlam, which I thought was a really great match. And when it was over, I thought Test was going to be a big deal. I thought that that match did nothing but huge favors for him, and he was going to be the next big thing. And then they did the whole swerve with Triple H getting involved, and after it was revealed that Triple H and Stephanie were together, Test's push just like completely stopped dead in its tracks. I mean, it was just, he went with Albert and did the TNA, and I mean that was pretty much it for him. And yeah, I feel that perhaps there was a big missed opportunity there with Test, and they could have done a lot more with him because, I mean, during that period when he fought Shane McMahon at SummerSlam and coming out of that pay-per-view, I mean, he was really getting a big reaction from the fans, and I don't understand what happened there. Just a missed opportunity. All right, that'll wrap things up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQ&AW. If you enjoyed the video from my friend Noah Donish, you can check him out at youtube.com/NoahTube, DOTCOM, NoahTube.com. So check him out. He's actually a good guy, despite what some people think. So give him a shot. Check out some of his videos. Maybe even subscribe. Who knows? And stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding WWE and TNA. And we'll see you next time.